Kali S von Kreatives Leben. Today I'm participating in a video hub with Oops a Daisy, and our objective today is to show you something in 10 minutes that any beginner could do. So I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you how to create a very easy background and then also how to draw a face, all in 10 minutes. As you can see, I've already started. I have taken some napkins. And what is very important with napkins, as you might know, is that they consist of three very thin layers, and you have to remove the two white layers so that you really only use the top layer. And what I'm doing is basically I'm taking decoupage or Mod Podge or whatever you have in your stash. Um, this page is really about using stuff that you have. So I won't give you names. I won't give you the name of the products I've been using because it's more about the process and less about what I've been using. So I'm collaging everything around my page, and it's not about it being neat. It's not about it being very precise. Just take pieces and put them down, and it's about creating a background that will be very colorful, as you can imagine. The thing that you need to be aware while working with napkins is that they are very thin and very fragile, so you need to be careful when you put them on. I usually put some Mod Podge down, and then I go with my fingers and tap them down. That's usually the best way to stick them to your background. And otherwise, with your brush, you might destroy your napkin, which isn't really an issue here because we don't care so much about it being precise, but still, this is like a trick. Now I'm taking some very cheap craft paint in similar colors that I have in my napkin. So it's green and pink, and I'm going to put this down, and I'm taking my fingers, so very easy. And in between, I'm taking a heat gun and drying everything. Why? Because as you might imagine, if you've tried it, green and pink don't fit very well. So depending on the colors you're using, you don't need to dry. But for me, I needed to dry if I didn't want to have mud. And if you're not sure, then I recommend just dry everything first. So I'm taking three different paints. Here I'm taking another very bright pink that I really like because I like very dashy colors. And I'm putting it down again using the same method. And I'm now going to put everything aside. Um, oh no, before I put it aside, as you can imagine, it looks very chaotic, and I want to draw a face on top of it. So now I'm taking white paint and just putting a very thin layer of white paint on top of my page. If your paint is very opaque, you might want to thin it down simply with using water. That's probably the easiest you can do. And then you see, as you can see, see your background, but now it's not as extreme and not as chaotic as before. And we are going to draw a face on top of this. So what I'm doing now, please do directly onto your page. I'm doing it on a white page so you can see everything better. So I'm using two round forms, whatever you find. One is smaller and one is larger. And basically, I'm trying to create an oval. And now I am um, splitting everything. So first in half, then a quarter, and then an eighth. So I'm writing everything down. This is the top half. Then I'm going 1/4 down, and then I'm going 1/8 down. And it's basically going to tell me where to put my eyes, my nose, and my lips. I'm taking now a smaller part, a round part, and I'm putting it in the middle, and to the left and to the right, I'm drawing these two circles. So you might say this looks like very big for eyes, and you're right. It's just telling me where the end of my eyes needs to be and where the end of my lips need to be. And here I'm drawing the eyes inside, and then I'm putting brows on top of the circles. Now I'm doing my little nose. It's two dots, left and right, and I am putting my brows, as I was saying, and now I'm drawing lips, and I'm drawing the iris for my eyes and putting two pupils in there. And this is basically it. I'm giving her a neck. I'm drawing a very simple hair shape because hairs are quite difficult to draw, and I'm making it as easy as possible for us. So I have drawn the same picture on top of my background, and now I'm just taking some pink paint. You can use white paint and just add some brown if you want to it, or just use your white paint or whatever you have that looks like a skin color. Obviously, this is a Caucasian face. You could use a similar approach, but probably use then a more of a brownish tone if you wanted to have another type of face. So I'm using the same pink that I was using in the background to do my cheeks and my lips, and then I'm also putting it at the border of my neck, and I'm putting it where my brows are, just to give it some dimensionality. And I'm again using now some brown around my face, so to make it to put the back of my face a little bit more in the background. But also I'm using brown because I wanted to use brown for my hair. And as I said, a very simple haircut, like in the 20s. And yeah, I like short haircuts, but you can do, of course, longer hair. Um, and as you might have noticed, I'm taking again very cheap paints. I think the 10 paints that I have here have cost me around $5 to $10, not more. And here I'm taking the green paint that I was using earlier in the background for my iris, and I will use after this white paint, of course, because the eyes has a lot of white, and I will be using again the brown to give um, my nose some dimensionality. And as you can see, I'm using also the white to put things that are more prominent in the face, like the nose, to make it pop, so that it really looks more three-dimensional. I'm doing my nose really, and I'm playing around with the brown and with the white. So um, the the um, the top of my nose, the bridge of my nose, is going to be in white, whereas the rest, the nostrils, are more going to be in the browns. Now I'm also using some white on my lips because my lips are also tri-dimensional, and I'm putting some white where the eyes are, of course, around my iris. Um, Now I'm putting my pupils in there, and now it looks more like a face. And I'm reusing again my black into the hair because it's important when you use a color not to use it only once, but to use it multiple times. It makes your whole picture um, more cohesive as a whole. So now I'm going to use my black again because usually I would use my 3-in-1 Stabilo pen, but I want to show you how to use existing products so that you don't have to use any new product. And basically, I'm using my black acrylic paint and thinning it down with water and to make my face pop out of my background. And you see how easy it is. You don't need always to buy some expensive products. Now I'm using, we're almost coming to an end. I'm using my gel pens and some markers basically to do my eye. And I'm surrounding everything with a black marker, a very thin black marker, and I'm doing my lips. Now I'm using some red from Muji, very cheap brand, a gel pen brand, and I'm doing some green in the eyes, so to give my iris some more structure. Now 2 dots of whites in the eye, and some on my lips and on my nose, and then we are done. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it encourages you to do your own face. And if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so, please become a subscriber. And comment, please. Okay, see you next time. Bye bye.